Hi guys, it's your default caster Isa. I'm here today to teach you guys the ins and outs of Pandemonium War. Before I start this video, I wanted to let you guys know I'm not necessarily the best video editor, so I'm going to try to do this all in one take. If there's any mistakes, I'll be sure to mention those in the comments. And with that, let's start. So, Pandemonium War is what you use to get talismans. Talismans add special effects to skills. You know, for better or worse, talismans are kind of necessary. You'll notice them in the talisman tab in your inventory right here. You'll see that you can have a talisman and you can link those up with several runes. There's different runes of different colors, right? So the way that this works is that you can slot a talisman, and the talismans can either be common, which is what you'll get at the beginning. They can be rare here, where they start getting these little slots here for runes, and then you can have unique ones. So the cracked talismans, which are the regular ones, you get those after finishing the level 95 quest where you talk to this NPC here, Monica of the Library. You can slot whatever you want into those, it doesn't really matter. The unique ones are tied to a certain skill. Again, you can still technically slot whatever runes you'd like in there, but if you slot the correct colors, so like purple, yellow, and red, and then you can see there's like these different colors here, you will get the secondary effect, which is where it says talisman additional effects, and you'll basically get, like, for example here, it makes Spiral Flame Shuriken the range increase by 20% and the attack increase by 14%. And then you can go one step further, and this is also the Spiral Flame Shuriken talisman, but it's a unique. So it adds an additional effect onto the talisman. So here it'll say it immediately throws the big spiral shuriken, its size is huge, hits more, and it spins on the final location before exploding. It's basically different for every class. There are several talisman guides out there that you can use to determine what exactly it is that your talisman skill does. And then additionally, again, you'll have those rune slots you can see at the bottom where it says explosion attack 14 and your finishing explosion range 20%. So when you do when you do Pandemonium War, you will run across these runes when you finish. So you can get runes of all different colors and all different skills, including those that are not for your class. And those you will end up actually re-rolling here at Monica. She has two options. She has a rune crafting option where you can choose between your common, rare, and uncommon runes. And you can also choose my class as well if you only want to get something in your class, but just be careful if you choose within your class. It's more expensive, one, and two, it will not be able to upgrade to the next rank, which is a possibility. Just like, when you do cards or what else upgrades these days? Talismans also do it the same way. So, yeah, it will not upgrade, but it will be something else within the same class, and it will be more expensive. That it doesn't mean that in normal one you can't use the ones for your class. You can, like right here. Oh, sorry, I comment. So I could combine something from my class, something not from my class, and let's just do this last one not from my class, and craft. And I got it ranked up to an uncommon, and it's not from my class, unfortunately. And then, yeah, so that's basically what you do there, and you can do the same thing with talismans. Unfortunately, I don't think I have enough talismans to show you, but you can do C, rare, and unique. So, so if I had unique ones, you can do the unique. Uniques don't level up. There is no level up currently for uniques, but rares can occasionally become uniques. Same thing as the runes, right? Alright, so with that all out of the way, the next thing is what type of Pandemonium War you want to do. So we have normal, we have hard, we have guide, we have challenge. Normal and hard were the first two to come out. Only difference here is the amount of HP. You still have to run in a party of 4. The exorcism is still the same, and the entry is still the same. Your entries are shared between all of these 4 different modes. You can only enter once a day, and you can only enter twice a week. That's just how it is. You can enter any day, though. It's not like raids that you have to wait for a certain day. Most people tend to run theirs on Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay, so now that we've gone to that, so guide is if you're sort of first learning out about everything. First of all, it lets you go in alone. Usually you have to go in on a party of 4. Second thing is the HP is a lot lower, and they are sort of trying to teach you the gimmicks. That's the whole point of guide mode. I would suggest for anybody who's brand new to maybe try a guide mode. I would say the minimum equips you would need for this, you'd probably be okay in Ghent Uniques. I don't believe that Ghent Uniques are blocked out because this is technically not a raid. But I would suggest maybe like get some legendaries in there that might make things a little bit more easy for you. Challenge mode is something you shouldn't even try without, it says like legendaries, like I would not even try it without epics, to be perfectly honest. I'm sure there's people out there who can like really good, you know, they're really good with, you know, their player control and damage, and they'd be able to do it, but you know, I just don't find it worth the headache because everything in there touches you and you die. Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually show you guys guide mode today, because guide mode shares the most of the gimmicks of normal and hard, which are the ones that most people are doing. Challenge changes them up, and maybe I'll do a challenge video in the future, but for right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and do guide to show you guys, you know, sort of what's up. And I'll sort of try to, at the same time, explain the gimmicks of how they would be in a party, because right now, being in guide mode, I didn't want to drag 3 other people along with me, so the gimmicks are going to be slightly different, and I will try to explain them as we go. Again, this is a single take thing, so I'm going to do my best to, you know, not fail miserably. Yeah, so with that, let's get started. Make sure you repair. I need gold. Alright, and when you're ready, just talk to returning Raisin, and you can start the raid. And I just wanted to note another thing. You can use any of the items. It's not like raids where you have like a 5 out of 5 limit use on items. You can use almost any items you want. So I have like I can use like a mine stem if I wanted. I could use this like, mini mine stem, which is the get from Caracas, or Toby if you get Carnelians, which are these things. And then I just use lost elixirs because I have a ton. You don't have to. You can use bread, pudding, regular potions, you know, whatever you want, event potions. Great, so yeah, let's get started. So the thing is, Pandemonium more changes every time you do it. End goal is still the same, which is to get to Spire Throne and beat Sarposa. But the dungeons beforehand change. So I'm going to go ahead and run actually through all 4 dungeons. Let's go ahead and start with Reverse Street. We'll go left to right. I'm not, you'll notice there was a key on that dungeon. Key means you need to do it to unlock the next dungeon. I'm sorry, to unlock Spire Throne, not the next dungeon. To unlock Spire Throne. And there's 2 keys, so you gotta get both keys. And so the first couple of rooms of Reverse Street are just trash mobs. Nothing too important. The third one is Spearfist Cafadonna. Or actually, I think here she's called Lonely Fist Cafadonna. So yeah, there's nothing much to do here. Most of our attacks are telegraphed. If you basically, the biggest thing is if you see lines and circles, just run out of them. They're probably not the best place to be. Yeah, so pretty easy. She doesn't have very many like actual gimmicks. Yeah, so see, there's your circles. You don't want to like step in this, right? Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. So once you beat Cafadonna, we're gonna go to Direct Hitter Wordsworth. Doc Oct. All right. So again, avoid your lines and circles. He's gonna knock you back, and in party he'll choose one person. It can be anyone. Just run away from the hook. But if you get caught, you'll pull in and explode a little bit. It hurts. Again, lines, just sort of watch out. Here, with the yellow one, you want to dodge behind a car. You'll bump into a car. If you can't, he'll actually run into you and, like, flurry attack you. This is the one he'll do top and then bottom. It sort of goes in, like, an order. It's not too bad. Here, he may do another, yeah, so he might do it again. It sort of depends on the timing and how much you hit stun him. Again, I'm very bad at this, so... Alright, here we go. So you're gonna get sent to one side of the room. And you have to run to the other side, and you have to put as many people in the circle as it says. So for guide mode, it is only 1. So I'm gonna go ahead... Oh, okay. Well, okay, I killed him. Alright, I'll go ahead and explain that one again. So, you get knocked to one side of the room, and basically you have to run to the other side of the room and check the number on the circle. In guide mode, it's always 1 because there's only one of you. But in in party mode, it's what you have 4 people, right? So the number can be up to 4. So the goal is to put as many people in there, so when he runs into that circle, he bounces off just like he did before. And once you do that 3 times, he goes into groggy. And I was hoping not to kill him too fast. I realized I probably have too much equipment on for that. So the thing is, in party, what you want to do is you want to go by your party number. So like, you know, in a party, if we pretend I have 3 other people, I would be player 1, right? Then next person would be player 2, 3, and so on, right? What you want to do is if it says 1, then the party person, player 1, goes in. If it says 2, if the circle says 2, then player 1 and 2 go in. If it says 3, then player 1, 2, 3 go in. If it says 4, then everyone goes in, right? So player 4 would never go in unless it says 4. Player 3 would not go in unless it said 3 or 4, right? And then 2 wouldn't go unless it said 2, 3, or 4. And then player 1 always has to be in the circle. That's basically how it is. That's how we tend to do it in the simplest way possible. Alright, so I'm going to try to go ahead and slow that down a little bit for the next few dungeons so we don't get... So let's go ahead and do Bleeding Underground Passage. I hope it wasn't too low this time. No, this is about right. Yeah, this is good power. If I need to, I can swap to my actual weapon. And just the first couple rooms in all these are always like trash mobs. Special. Alright, so the first enemy you're going to come across is Bernardo. You might remember him from Operation Hope, but this is actually not, you know, masked Bernardo. It's Bernardo with his ugly face. So, again, big thing is just lines and circles. Avoid all the telegraph stuff. There's nothing really that, you know, difficult to it. Eventually, he's going to start sending masks across the left and right. And it's going to happen right about now. Oh. Make sure if you do fall down, QR, it's your best friend. You know. Okay, now he's going to jump to the top and then going to come to the top. Nightmare fuel. And he doesn't have a groggy, so there's, you know, he'll just keep repeating the patterns over and over. Oh, okay, that is far too good. Sorry, again, like I said, this is sort of an adjustment thing. And there we go. Alright, so the next enemy you're going to fight is called Mecha Tagora. So, Mecha Tagora she goes in a pretty set order. Her first thing is going to be to drill, kick, and then drill. And then I believe her next attack is her stomach laser. And then the next one is she chooses one person and she's going to start spinning around. Everything about this attack hurts. The one person in your party who does get chosen should run away. Then she flies up and does that like little carpet bombing. And then the last one is she goes up and then everybody gets marked and basically just run away and don't run into each other. That's all it is. And then she'll finish up with another one of the tornado kicking. And then she does her gimmick. So here, you have to find basically what it says, find the one that's infected with the circuit, grab the circuit, run up here, and then do your little DDR thing. It's only 2 in guide mode, in regular mode it's 3. After you do this... Oh, okay. Yeah, don't do that. Actually try to do it. And that's the thing, if you do fail, it's okay, you can keep doing it as long as you have time. Alright, and then it's groggy time. And that's it, yeah, there's nothing else about it. She always does that order. She'll do the kick first, then the drill, stomach laser, tornado kick, the tornado like twirl, then carpet bombing, then the one where she like goes up into the air with the laser and the missiles, and everybody sort of has to walk around, and then she'll do the tornado twirl again, and then she'll finish with berserk. It's almost always that order. I've almost never seen it change from that. Alright, so next we have the academy. Oh yeah, so here's your key. Key unlocks this, but I can't go in yet because the key and the just like little pentacle here, those are the two that open it. So I need to do these two in this particular case. You know, it changes every time you do it. But yeah, if you do a sword and a shield, it raises your power by I think 15 or 20%. 15%, right? For each one that you do. So if I were to do academy, I'll get another 15% attack boost. It's similar to doing gardens and prey, basically. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go into the academy. So the academy is the only one without a mini-boss. There's just 3 rooms of trash. So I'm just going to go through those really quick. Alright, so the boss here is White vs. Sisley. So Sisley, first of all, be ready for her to not look quite normal. The second thing is most of her attacks are going to be things that are just telegraphed again. Lines and circles. I'm going to say this a lot. Lines and circles. Get away from the lines and the circles. She moves quite fast, so make sure that you're ready when you go in, because the patterns just don't stop with her. She iframes a lot, so it's really hard to hurt her. Yeah, so see, she'll dive into the ground. Let's see, okay, and then, again, lines and circles, you want to get away from those. I'll probably turn this off so you can see it. Alright, so she has an attack where she'll spit out lava potion in front of you. Don't walk through that, it hurts a lot. Very badly. Alright. Eventually she'll summon her children, which are just defective versions of her familiars, so I accidentally killed them with my burning stigma, but that's okay. Okay, hold on, we're gonna try this. Okay, if you leave one of them alive, okay, so I'm gonna die. I think it would be better if I just... Alright, if you leave one of them alive, then she will absorb them and use them as a gimmick, but apparently that didn't happen this time. Alright, probably because I took too long. Anyway, the gimmicks aren't too bad, they're just annoying, kind of knock you around. This is her berserk, you want to avoid it. It's 4 different lines, or 4 different waves of teeth, right? And you don't want to get hit by them. If you get hit by them, you'll spawn a blood orb, and what happens with the blood orb is every time you get hit you spawn a blood orb. At the end she'll eat all of them after her groggy right here. So after this groggy, if I had gotten hit, she would have eaten one of these orbs and regained health. I think it's like 3% per orb, and I think it's a little bit more in challenge. So right, it's not too hard. She just cycles through these lines and circles attacks and summoning her, you know, her children, quote unquote. And she also has a Telegraph Pluto attack, and yeah, let's see if we can hopefully get it to work this time. There we go. Okay, so she absorbed Pluto, and she's gonna bring everyone in and use Gravitas. Alright, so, okay. So if you do kill all of them, though, she is supposed to start her gimmick. I'm gonna go ahead and try this time. Oh, I think she also might not be... Yeah, it might be because I'm not hitting her as well. There we go. The thing is, the AI differs when you're trying not to hit it versus when you are hitting it. Careful also not to touch the familiars, because you'll get knocked back or something like that. If you do, just QR, and it's... Look, if you get hit... I spawned a blood orb, right? Because I got hit. Like, you know, oh, I'm doing damage. Wow. Froggy. much while. Oh no, I could not kill her in time. Right? Come on, Sizzly. Alright, okay, so she doesn't eat it, and oh, okay, look at that, she got health back. But imagine you're in a party of 4 people, and everyone's getting hit, and there's like 20 blood orbs out, so that, you know, that's where it becomes an issue. Oh. And that's all there is to Sizzly, she's not, you know, overly complicated. Pretty easy, you just gotta, really pay attention with the Berserk, where the lines are. There is always one safe line, and 3 to 4 other, like, not safe lines, and you don't want to go into those. Again, if you do get knocked down, use QR, it's like your best friend. You won't hit anything, and you won't cause more blood orbs to spawn. Alright, so the last one, our last regular dungeon is Silent Chapel. Again, you know, a couple rooms of cash mobs. Nothing too special. Alright, so, I believe his name is Bakura? Yeah, so, Magic Sword Bakura. So, again, lines and circles, nothing too special. He does hurt quite a bit, though, more than the other mini-bosses. He's not like a pushover like Capadonna is. Again, I'm just trying to show you all of his patterns, so you sort of know what to look out for. Honestly, I'll be honest, most people just burst him. But again, if you're, like, not able to burst, or you're doing guide for the first time, or you're just not familiar with DFO, you know? It's always nice to be able to see all the patterns. Alright, so here's his Berserk. Lines and circles, get it. And then he should be groggy after all of these. Oh, okay, so you don't want that to happen. Well, there's no groggy, I guess. You just want to kill him, basically. He also takes counterframe damage, which is extra damage when he's doing things like that or attacking. Oh, it's actually quite easy to kill him. Again, most of the time, it's just going to be a matter of, you know, just dodging stuff and hitting him when you can, basically. Alright, so Dogheads is basically just dodging a bunch of her attacks, right? I'm probably going to go through this cycle twice, so you can see everything. So she has 2 ball attacks. She has one where she'll spin it above her head, and they'll just go to random places, right? And then she has another one right here, where it'll follow you. So you don't want to run into each other. You want to be careful. Okay, the second thing, the number, right? If the number hits 100, you will die. You will get pentacled. I don't think it happened in guide mode, but in regular mode, you will take about 100% of your HP. And mash potions in order to overcome this, but it's difficult, you know, unless you have very good potions. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and explain this a second time through. Basically just follow what I'm doing. I am sort of looking for the safe spot on the other side, right? And notice how I'm going from one side of the screen to the other, right? Alright. And she's groggy, right? 20 seconds. So I'm gonna sort of, while she's groggy here, I'm gonna sort of explain what happened. In normal mode, you're the only person there, so you're the only person that I can choose. But the eye will be on one random person, and the way that it works is that the safe spot is always on the opposite side of when the eye chose the person. So if I'm here on the left side of the screen, the safe spot will be on the right side. And if the eye was on me when I was on the right side, it'll be on the left side here. Right? Okay? And it's basically the opposite side. So, in the past, people used to say always start right and go left, but like really it doesn't matter. Just be aware, if you're the person with the eye on you and you were on her left side, then you go to the right side. And if you're on her right side, you go to her left side. That's basically all it is. And the thing is, nobody else can see the safe spot. You are the only person who can see it. That's why you have the quote-unquote eye. So, okay, she's gonna do it again. Give about 10-15 seconds. And again, there's nothing special about her attacks. Alright, so I started on the left side. It's gonna be on the right side, right? You just stand here, and you need to just stand still because your party mates are not going to see anything. So you just need to stand still so they can stand on you. So just get there, pick a spot, stand there. And don't play around, because if you play around and they move around too and they like get clipped by it, they will die. It happens 3 times, and don't walk up afterwards because you'll get knocked back like that, or hit with the ball. So make sure you just patiently wait, like right here, on the other side, right over here. Once the ball comes down and does its hitbox, then you can start attacking. Not too bad. Alright. Now we've unlocked everything, right? So our last destination is Spire Throne. The Spire Throne is where Sarposa is. Alright, so our first fight here is going to be Ricardo. So Ricardo is absorbed Thesis' energy, and he's kind of just like super mad crazy, right? Again, lines and circles, just avoid the lines and circles. There's not very much else to this, it's not super special. He does have a tendency to move around a whole bunch, so if you're like a caster class, like maybe Elementalist, or, you know, even Kunoichi, yeah. Even Kunoichi, you might have a bit of a frustrating time, so just be careful that maybe you have somebody hold him like this. Well, at the moment he's holding in. But, yeah. You know, just try to have somebody hold him or pull him or something. And yeah, it's just lines and circles, nothing special. At the end, though, unlike Bakura, so he'll do the same thing almost like Bakura did. Unlike Bakura, he goes into Groggy afterwards. And that's it, yeah. Not that difficult of a... But then again, he's a mini-boss, it's not the actual boss. Alright, so... wait down here for your party's cooldowns to be ready if you're not terribly strong. Remember, you do only have 4 tokens in here. In 5 mode, I believe it's unlimited, but in regular parties, you only have 4, right? So just be careful. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and step into the circle and go up above. Oh, Ricardo died. Who would have predicted that? Anyway, again, lines and circles. So, alright. So for this attack, you want to be standing right on Ricardo. I'm sorry, on Sarposa. The lines will follow people around, but cannot actually converge onto him, so you want to stand right on him. And again, just remember your lines and circles. Alright, this again. Even though the whole area is marked in front of him, you can technically avoid that one because the balls don't necessarily reach the end all the time. This is the convergence cannon. Yeah, you know, there's nothing special about these attacks, it's just don't get hit. And I know that sounds hard, but once you've seen the attacks, you know, it's not too bad. You can just jump over this. Oh, right? Alright, so his Berserk is coming up. Now. Alright, so everybody will get a color. It's not just necessarily, So I'm gonna go ahead and actually do this twice so you guys can see. But notice how, I got red and then there's a blue shield in the middle, right? You know. There's nothing too special about that, right? What will happen is Sarposa will end up going to either side of the screen and, you know, declaring a color, right? Or an element, technically. You know, between fire, water, light, and shadow. And the way that it works is that you want to essentially have that person with that color block that attack because they can't get hit by it. They just get knocked back. And so you're basically using them as a shield. And this is going to happen 4 times, once with each element. And basically the whole point of it is for one person at a time sort of defend the rest of their party, right? So, you know, the point is to get blasted with balls. So it's gonna, but in Guide it's a little different. In Guide it's only 2 because you're alone, so you get 1 element and then there's a shield in the middle. If that shield gets hit with a different color, then it will break and you'll get hit. But you can, so you stand behind the shield so it can block for you when it's that color, and then when it's your turn to, you know, block that color, you go in front of the shield. Pretty simple. Same color blocks the, same shield blocks the same, you know, colors. So watch, I'll show it to you again. So it's dark here, so I need to run in front of it. And if shields touch, they negate each other. So watch. Oh, see, I touched it. Too bad, and it negated. So that happens with people too. At the end, you're gonna just run to your color. Just run to your color. Very simple. All right, it's groggy time. Alright, so, assume this is all you're able, the only amount of damage you're able to do in, your 20 seconds groggy, right? You're gonna get knocked back. QR. This only happens after about 30%, so this will happen also before the groggy. He basically absorbs Isis's power, just like Ricardo did. Alright. And you enter the second phase. So this diving attack cannot be blocked by QR. So if you get knocked down in your QR, he will avoid it entirely. Alright. So for this one, just try to hit him to make the circle smaller. Right? The circles will cover almost everything, and if you hit him a little bit, they get smaller. It's similar to Sorion's mechanic. Here, try not to get hit. If you get hit, you're gonna give him these bubbles. Right? If the bubbles fill up the screen, try to show you what happens. Well, I might be a little bit difficult to do in normal mode, but he'll basically knock everyone back, and it messes up with his gimmick order as well. When he sucks everyone into the circle, you're gonna break the ceiling orb in the middle, and then you're gonna have your DPS go out. In this case, I'm alone, so it's just me, and you're gonna break this sort of mini health bar that Surplus has, and everybody else is still trapped in there, but they can slowly escape, right? Alright, and then once you do that, all the rest of your teammates who haven't come out will come out, and then it's groggy time. Right? Alright, so let's go ahead and go through the gimmicks one more time, and then I will go ahead and kill Sephiroth after that. Alright, so again, walk away, he's gonna suck you in, walk away. Oh, don't get caught. If you get caught, you'll get, neck slammed into the ground. Okay, watch. Oh no, okay, so I'm gonna try to QR, right? Well, didn't work that. Oh, the donut. He's gonna push a donut out, jump over, and get into the donut. I'm gonna get into the center. Okay, I'm gonna iframe out of this one. But there is technically one, little safe spot, usually in one of the corners, where even if you don't have enough damage at the time, you can easily still avoid the attack, but usually you want to attack and make the circle smaller. Again, try not to get pulled in. Oh, okay. And say your satyr, your satyr accidentally steps into the healing orb, and they get out first, right? Again, like I said, there's no problem. It'll appear again after a little bit, and then another person can come out. And this basically keeps happening until you're able to break his shield. And now, you can go ahead and end it. Alright, so when you finish, you're gonna get these runes. Sometimes you get rune ore, which lets you, it's basically a compound runes. And that's it, you've done Pandemonium War. Like I said, the gimmicks aren't too hard. It's a lot of lines and circles, and then just sort of Simon says, do whatever they tell you to do. Other than that, it's not terribly complicated. I'm gonna go ahead and skip the cutscene, so not to spoil that for you guys too much. Alright, so I got some talismans here, and I got a rune. This is because I have VIP. So only if you have VIP, you will go ahead and you'll pick up 1 or 2 extra runes, which is cool, right? And at this point, you're done. At this point, what people do is they usually walk up to Monica, and then they'll do. Now I can actually show you the runes, or the talismans. I'm sorry. Go ahead and auto select your talismans and craft. Okay, and unfortunately, RNG is RNG. It will be very difficult to get the particular talismans you want. It's not necessarily the best system, but hopefully you guys do well. And with that, good luck. I hope you guys are all able to get the talismans you want. And hopefully we'll look forward to the Exile Mountain coming out, hopefully within the next 4 or 5 months. Alright, see you guys.